Before we get into that, I want to introduce a couple. They'll choose who's talking for how long. These are others. We don't usually get the easy cases. We get the hard ones. And I want you to meet this couple for a couple of reasons. One, because of their phenomenal fightings, methods, capabilities, success. We don't have enough time. They could do an entire course themselves on everything that we're teaching. They know how the principles. They know how to teach them. Their family's been affected by these things, and I'm going to let them decide how much detail to give you. So let's just for about 10 to 15 minutes together. So whoever wants to, it's Cherae and Brandon.
I sat up here and, saw people getting emotional and thought, okay.
Can I ask you to pick up that?
Yes.
Just hold it in your hand.
And I thought, I'm going to be able to hold it together. But now that I'm up here, I don't know if I will. So I apologize. My name's Sheree Federico. I am the wife of a porn addict. I'm going to be a little bit blunt in telling you my short and condensed version. I didn't know that I was a wife of a porn addict until 8 months ago. In the beginning of our marriage, I had discovered that he had been looking at pornography 2 years into our marriage, and I had always had a feeling that there was something going on, just like Maurice talks about that something's not right with a woman. And he finally confessed to it for the time being. Had told me that it had been a problem a little bit in high school. And so we went on. I had a kid. We had one kid at that time. So we went on with our life, and it was very hard to deal with. It had done a number on me and self-esteem, as you can imagine that it does to women. Throughout the years, I always knew that there's still something else just was not right. Years and years and years, I would always question him thousands of times. I would ask him, something's going on, you're not telling me the truth, what? And on December 14th of last year, I got an email, and I know a lot of you might say an email, wow. But I'm grateful for that email, because there is no way that I could have stood in front of my husband as he vomited his colorful past and told me that he had been living a double life the whole 15 and a half years that we had been married. And this is where my bluntness comes in. It went beyond pornography. He'd had multiple affairs throughout our whole marriage, and apparently it started even when we were engaged. And I knew, but I didn't know, and it was devastating. It shattered my world, and I immediately turned to my Heavenly Father, and I just knelt in prayer, begging, pleading, what do I do? I've got 4 kids now. I'm a stay-at-home mom. What do I do? And I got the distinct answer that, well, let me back up and say, I kind of bargained with Heavenly Father, and I said, if you can promise me that he will never do this again, if I will never be hurt from him in the aspect of pornography or betrayal or infidelity, then I will stay with him. But please have the courtesy to let me be free of him if this addiction is going to continue. And then I got the distinct feeling that everything was going to work out, that everything would be okay. This was 2 days after this email that I had been sent, and so it was hard for me to understand, how am I feeling that I'm supposed to work this out with my husband, but yet this devastation and all of this stuff that now I have to pick up these pieces. And that's, I thought of Maurice. We had done some marriage counseling with Maurice a few years before, and of course it was great for me, and I'm sure it was good for my husband, but he wasn't fully had come out with it all yet. So I turned to Maurice, and it's been great working with him. He has helped me in so many aspects, and he's also helped us in the aspect of, during all of this, it came to my, motherly instincts that something was not right with my son as well, and he has got some addictions of his own that Maurice has been able to help him with, and he's been in the Sons of Helaman, and I have seen such a tremendous change in him. And I'm grateful that there's programs out there. I'm so grateful for Maurice, for the many different programs that he runs, for the Sons of Helaman, the Worth Group, the Men of Moroni. There's so many people that lives are changing from the things that he's doing. And I just want to offer everybody out there, men, women, single, married, in the process of divorce, whether you stay with your spouse or whether you end up having to get divorced, because staying isn't always the answer, divorce isn't always the answer, but I want to offer hope, that there is hope out there. There's hope and there's healing, and there is a loving Father in heaven who knows each of us individually, and he knows our needs, and he is there to help us, and he has sent angels like Maurice here on this earth to help us, and I am so grateful for those people. Brandon and I have started a blog, and it's called andsoifight.blogspot.com, and I would encourage you guys to go check it out for the full story of what we're dealing with. And I appreciate, Maurice, thank you for letting us have the opportunity to speak, and I'll turn the time over to Brandon.
I don't know if can I just put this down? I don't know if I'm going to need this. I'm pretty loud.
You should just put it on the board.
My name is Brandon. I'm a recovering addict to pornography, and I'm grateful to be able to be standing on this side of the fence at this time, because my story is pretty similar to Neil's. I hate this guy. I hate him. He has taken so many things away from me. In December, I lost my job. I lost my family. I was out of the house, and I was faced with a lot of other things that I was going to lose. And it is because of the addiction and because of him that I was going to lose everything. My actions, I'll take accountability for that, but I was completely poisoned. And I'm grateful to be fighting against this, because I'm passionate about it. I know that I wish there was 4,000 people here tonight or today, this morning, wherever we are, because it's a huge problem, and the adversary has completely gone through, and he has done such a wonderful job of getting so many people addicted to something that society thinks is completely acceptable. And today is day 253 for me, and thanks. Maurice asked me to talk a little bit on the difference between a couple of the different programs. I've actually gone to several different programs. I've looked at different avenues and tried to gather as much information as I can so that I can overcome this addiction. I go to a 12-step meeting as well every Wednesday, and that's why I don't go to the Men of Moroni on Wednesday with Nils. But let me back up. 2009, my wife and I were going through some marriage counseling because I was having some interactions with another female, and she had, her husband had sent out a blah, blah, blah. We got caught, I got caught, and then we're in talking to Maurice. And Maurice talked about a lot of this stuff that you see up on the board with me at that time. And he said, when was the last time you looked at pornography? And what did I do? I absolutely bold-faced just lied to him. It's been so long. I haven't done that I might have a relapse, 6 years ago. And this whole time I was viewing pornography. And the lies and the deceptions that the adversary was telling me and that I was listening to was that I can't overcome this. I can't do this. And that I'm just going to die in my grave knowing the things that I have done, and that there was no hope for me. There was absolutely no hope for me. I was done. And on December 5th, I was also caught by sending out a text, and my wife approached me after my daughter's birthday party and said, "What is this text?" And I said, "It's not pornography. It's just a bad website." And as things started to unfold after December 5th, I couldn't handle it anymore, and I knew that it was that point in my life where I could continue to lie about everything, or I could actually come clean and start working through these issues that I had, these bad habits that I could never shake for the life of me. And it was on the 14th of December when I decided to send out an email, because I knew that there's no way that I could get all of the information that I had hidden from my wife out if we had done it face to face. So I sent out the email. And I went to 12-step right after that, and started working the steps, and started working with another recovery program. And after 6 months in the other recovery program, it got to the point where they were missing something. And the step that they were missing, the key that they were missing, was all of this information that Maurice has talked about, and it's the adversary. The negative self-talk and the other elements that the other recovery programs talk about, they never rang a bell. But when I sat down and was talking to Maurice about it, and starting to understand that this jerk is over here trying to destroy me, and that I need to be conscious of how he's going to attack me, that was key. That was key for me, and it also allowed me to take a step back from the other program that I was attending and try to focus on other resources. I want to share an experience real quick with this scale and how real this scale is. And I know Maurice has given some examples. I'm probably over my time limit, but I'll keep going. Yesterday, my wife mentioned that my son is also in the Sons of Helaman program. Yesterday, my son, his emotions got a little off kilter, and he was having some hard times. He was being attacked, and so my wife started talking to him, and her emotions got off kilter a little bit because she was being attacked, and so she calls me, and she's upset that my son is having this issue. And so what happens to me? I am getting attacked, okay? And I call my son up, and I chew him out, and I get mad at him, and 10 minutes later I have to call him back and apologize to him and tell him that I love him and I'm sorry about that because I was being attacked. And my wife was talking to me on the phone a little while later, and I'm laughing, and she's getting mad because I'm laughing, and I'm laughing because I'm realizing that our family, the three of us, had been pinned against each other because we were being attacked. Our emotions and the things that were going through our minds weren't necessarily because I love my wife. I love her. I don't want to hurt her. I don't want to hurt my son. But the adversary wants to destroy our family. And I am absolutely confident of that the adversary wants to destroy my family. And it's probably the same for everybody else. And I don't have a testimony about everybody else's family, but I absolutely know that this guy is doing everything he can to destroy my family. And now I can combat that because of the information that I have. And now I can see where I'm at on the scale and how the emotions are affecting me and how the emotions are affecting my family. And now we can fight against this jerk. And I'm passionate like Niels. I hate him. I freaking hate him. I want to kill him. I want to destroy him. That's why I'm here. Because I want to be on the winning side, and I want to be on this side of the fence, and I want to fight with everybody else to overcome all these things that this jerk wants to destroy us with. Thanks, Merce.